And we're live. All right. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special, big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay at home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards. Shout out to the construction workers, heavy equipment operators, the garbage man, garbage truck drivers. Shout out to the school teachers. Shout out to the students going out to school and being good students, college, high school, wherever you may be. Shout out to whatever your profession is. As long as you're up and out to get it and to earn an honest bread, then shout out to you. Big up and shout out to the people them who wish good for others as much as you wish good for yourself. You're not a jealous, bad mind, dirty heart kind of person. You good like that. You deserve some respect. Manners and respect to everybody tuning in. Thank you for being here. Of course, I let a video go this morning. Had to give you some time to let that video marinate. The video about the Jamaican landlord in the US who offed his tenants and his girlfriend in the house. We're not going to talk about that over here. The video is up. You can go get all the details from that. And then here we are this morning to talk more things. But this is going to be a 1 hour show, straight 1 hour. Sometimes it's long and drawn out, sometimes it's short and right to the point. And this morning it's going to be short and right to the point. Again, shout out to everybody tuning in this morning. Audrey Wright, big up yourself. Rash Jada is in the building. Audrey Wright says, please hit the thumbs up button as you enter the live. I appreciate that, please, and thank you. 223 people watching. It should be 223 thumbs up over here, but it's all good. For the people who hit the thumbs up, I extra appreciate you. All right. I don't know why I talk so fast this morning. I feel like I'm chicken bottom in my mouth. That's a run. But here I am. There was a brother I wanted to show you on my phone. One of them man that would sell things at Jamaica. I think we should help to send him viral, but Instagram is playing with my stuff, so I'm not going to go into that this morning. Let's talk about this though. Let's start off with the sentences yesterday. Leota Bradshaw, the petty officer from the United States of America Navy, who went to Jamaica and allegedly orchestrated the kidnapping and murder of a 10-month-old child and her mother. And then out of the blue came a couple of guys who said, we are involved too, and we plead guilty straight up, right? So, and gave their details of what happened. The sentencing took place yesterday. I put a video up earlier in the morning before the sentencing came out, and in my video, if you listen to the video, I said, yes, SouFLoTV is back on that again because I'm trying to show everybody something bigger than anything. I said every single person that has been tried and convicted of a crime, a serious offense, murder, in Jamaica has gotten less time than Vibes Cartel. It kind of make you ask yourself, like, what did Vibes Cartel do so bad, or was Lizard that much elevated above everybody else? My condolences goes out to Lizard if he family if he really is dead, but he was never proven to be dead. So I don't know. Now, speaking on the case part, I just want everybody to see that every person who commits a murder or double murder or triple murder, man admit to 5 murders, got sentenced in facilitating 3 murders, and then also being the leader of a criminal organization and still end up with less time than Vibes Cartel for the one man. You know, sister, something wrong. Y'all don't see that something is wrong? Nobody is willing to look at that, and everybody is just going to keep sweeping past that. How many times have I come before you and brought a new case and gave the sentencing, and it came out to be way less than what Cartel got? Now, you explain to me, right? After listening to how this baby and the baby's mother was done, do y'all think that that time that they got yesterday fits the crime? I don't business if there was a deal made. I just woke up this morning, I do some work and I said, let me make sure before I talk foolishness. So I went into current cases in the United States of America that are happening right now. And there's a case of, you can go look it up, just type in Google, teenagers sentenced for killing their high school teacher. One of them was supposed to be going away on a overseas study program. I don't know why I'm leaning to the mic like this when we can't easily switch adjust the mic. But walk with me. One of these teenagers was supposed to be going away to an overseas study program. He was getting bad grades in this particular class. He feared that the bad grades would prevent him from going to the study program, traveling overseas. So him and his friend orchestrated how to kill their school teacher. They followed the school teacher, they plotted. The school teacher goes jogging through a certain park every day. And while she was on her exercise routine one of these days, they bludgeoned the school teacher to death with, I believe it was a baseball bat and a crowbar or something like that. Put her in a wheelbarrow, bring her over to a train track, covered her with a tarp and a bunch of rocks and other stuff. That teenager was 16 years old when he did that. His friend who did it with him, I believe, was also 16 or 17. They're 18 years old now at sentencing. At the time of the crime, they were 16. One of them they both got a life sentences, and one has to do 30 years before he is even eligible for parole. The other one will have to do 25 before he's even eligible for parole. And these are young teenagers who you could chalk it up to wicked, bad, privileged, crazy as well, did something that they cannot fix. Huge blunder, huge mistake, but they're going to be paying for it. Now you go over to Jamaica now and you look at Jamaica laws. How the hell does somebody come up with, yeah, and him rest the gun on the baby head, the 10-month-old baby head. The same baby did I play with him too. Yeah, man, the baby was laughing with him and everything. The baby don't know what's going on. Man, rest the gun on the baby head in front of the mother, right? Yeah. And then him shoot the baby in the head. Boom, blow out the baby brains. And force her to watch it. And then shoot the baby a couple more times in front of the mother. Then put the gun on the mother's head. Y'all remember that? Put the gun on the mother's head and told her what? You have to stop take people, man. And blew her brains out. And you come out with less Ross time than Vibes Cartel? Me not understand that. I don't know if Cartel did kill some politician and frig off some of them wife behind the scenes or what. Somebody has it in for him higher than just is a murder case. And don't forget, Cartel didn't get caught up in murder when he was arrested originally. He was arrested because them find a whole heap of ganja in a hotel room where he was staying. And they had him, when they have him here plat up, they had him handcuffed out a road. Them say, aha, big bags of ganja. Took him in. And once he got in, he got hit with murder charge. Then a next murder charge. Fight it with attorneys. Beat the first one. Boom, the second one. They made sure it stick. That whole thing is just funny to me. How that keeps happening, that everybody keeps getting way less time than him. And I'm looking at it like, isn't anybody else seeing that this is more than just what they told us that it is? Anyway, let's get into the details of what happened and what one of them had to say. Because we're working with the 1 hour this morning. Shout out to the Jamaica Star. Update. 7 years and 10 months handed down. Now, people, I'm sorry, but 7 years and 10 months is what one of the guys got who pled guilty. 7 years and 10 months. Y'all looked at the picture of the little girl? Y'all looked at the picture of her mom? Y'all looked at how much that little picnic looked like Philip Paulwell? It's a 10-month-old baby girl. She's innocent as innocent can be. A man, a grown ass man, got 7 years and 10 months for taking her friggin' life. I'm trying to wrap my head around who the hell come up with these laws and the sentencing. Who in their right mind feels okay handing down a sentence like that? If I was a judge and that's the sentence I would have to hand down, I would probably have to step down or I couldn't do that job. not in good conscience. Couldn't go home later and feel okay and hug up and kiss up my kids and have dinner at the table and laugh, knowing that you just sent a man to prison for 7 years and 10 months for taking the life of this baby girl right here and this woman right here. Look at the people them. I mean, no justice. Like, are they animals? Are they not humans? What you put that baby look like a dolly? That baby look like a little dolly. Beautiful little baby girl. Look at her mom. Are they not humans? It's mind-boggling to me. But here are the details. So Rushane Miller, the second man who pleaded guilty for his involvement in the murder of the infant daughter of opposition member of parliament Philip Paulwell and her mother, has been sentenced to 7 years and 10 months imprisonment. It sounds weird even saying it. Looking at the picture of them and then saying he was sentenced to 7 years and 10 months sounds weird even saying it. Miller had pleaded guilty to 2 counts of accessory before the fact to murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnap, and misprision of felony. Let's break that down. 2 counts of accessory before the act, meaning the act is murder. He was in it before the murder, right? So that means he was probably a part of the planning and all activities that took place. Come back, we go drive around our place, scope our out, see which part should there, right? And how we're gonna handle this. He was very much a part of it. And then 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnap. So when they started planning, okay, this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna lower her out, take her away in the van. That's kidnapping. Moving somebody within a certain distance against their will is kidnapping. He's a part of that also. This is what he went to court and pled guilty to, right? 2 counts of accessory before the fact of murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnap, and misprision of felony. Misprision of felony means you knew about this, but you just didn't say anything. He's to serve 7 years and 10 months for each of the counts of accessory before the fact to murder, 2 years and 10 months for each count of conspiracy to kidnap, 1 count and 1 year and 10 months for misprision of felony. The sentence, you see, they give all these long numbers: 10 years for this, 2 for that, 5 for this, 7 for this, and then they come back and say it's to run concurrently. Concurrently means all you sentenced him to was 7 years and 10 months. The statement from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution over DPP over Paulwell in them place following Wednesday's sentencing in the Home Circuit Court said that Miller pleaded guilty to participating in the planning of the murder, that's what I said, of Tashana Patterson and her daughter, Soraya Paulwell. Now tell me, if you plan a person's murder, aren't you just as guilty as the people who you planned it with and they executed it? You never warned nobody. You planned the people and murder. You knew they fully well they were going to had all intentions of murdering this person. Not consecutively, my friend. Concurrently. Concurrently, D. Concurrently. The whole lot run together come down to 7 years and 10 months. Yeah. But this is what they said from the DPP office. He pled guilty to participating in the planning of the murder of Tashina Patterson and her daughter, Soraya Paulwell. But it said that there was no evidentiary material that Miller was actually on the scene on the day of the kidnapping and the murder, or that he participated in the actual kidnapping and the actual murder. Oh, man. I'm going to show you what's going on right here real quick, but let me go through the rest of this first. Meanwhile, it was earlier reported that the other of the men who pled guilty in the case, Richard Brown, his name is, he had been sentenced to 30 years imprisonment on each of the 2 counts of murder for which he was charged. Watch this. You charge him with murder, right? That means he must be a part of the murder, right? You didn't charge the other one with murder. You charge him with conspiracy. You charge him with before the fact. You charge him with not telling, but you didn't charge him with murder. This person got 30 years. 30 years. Watch this. He was also sentenced to 1 year and 10 months in prison on each of the 2 counts of kidnapping. 1 year and 10 months for kidnapping. If you kidnap somebody in the I want y'all to go look this up. Don't even take my word for it. Go look up Google. Just say, how much do you get for kidnapping in the state of, and put in whatever state you're in. Or just guess a state if you're not in the US. You know, kidnapping is a serious charge in the US. I told you all this before about the brother that ran in the house with his friend, and he's in prison trying to get his freedom now, and he's wondering, he keeps saying this, yo, if I had only pistol whipped them like my homie did, cause what his friend did was he pistol whipped the people that was sitting in the living room, asked, where's the money? Beat them up. Where's the money? Show me the money. And he ran back out the house. The other one, who's doing forever and a day in prison, he actually took the woman off the house, dragged her through the house, brought her to another bedroom and another room and another room. This is where I learned about the law that says if you move somebody beyond, I think it's 6 to 8 feet or 3 to 5 feet against their will, it's called kidnapping. His friend, breaking and entering, assault with a deadly weapon, something. His friend got like 8 to 10 years. He got like 30 to 40 something years. And he's like, man, we did the same robbery. We were on the same case. How the hell I end up getting like a life sentence in here? Only because I moved the woman from the living room to the bedroom. So kidnapping here is a serious thing. In Jamaica, obviously, it's not. He got an extra 1 year and 10 months for each 2 counts of the kidnapping. The sentencing again is to run concurrently again. And in that 30-year sentencing that he got, he's only ordered to serve 20 before he's eligible for parole. This is the one that was charged with murder. He is only ordered to serve 20 before he's eligible for parole. The DPP office said that Brown pleaded guilty to his role as the driver. Listen to this, He pleaded guilty to his role as the driver. He transported Patterson and Soraya from Stony Hill. That means him transport the mother and the little girl from Stony Hill, along with the shooter and other persons in the vehicle, to a scene in East Kingston where they were later killed. This man admit to, I bring the killer, I bring the baby, bring the woman, I transport them from Stony Hill to the place which part them get killed. He also said that he accepted the part payment, the money payment from Leota Bradshaw, who is the girl from the U.S. Navy who came down. I'm also the person who took the money, Your Honor, on behalf of the co-conspirator for the execution, and I was supposed to be the person to give the money to the killers. You know, here's my question now. Which part the killer them there? Because none of them got charged with actually killing the little girl and our mother. He got that time because he transported the killers. So who are the killers? Because we haven't heard anything about anybody else in this case. The case finished up by saying these 2 men, they got their case was settled under the Plea Negotiation and Agreement Act. And now Leota Bradshaw and her cousin Balfour, they're supposed to have their day in court next. They haven't pled guilty yet. They didn't say they want a plea deal yet or anything like that yet. These 2 plead guilty, bail out. Who's the killer? All the man tell them say is me drive the killer, the baby, and the mother and some other people in the vehicle up to the place where they were killed. So Brown is the driver. Let me get this straight. Miller is the co-conspirator. He's only involved in the planning and knowing about it before it happened. Balfour is the cousin of Leota Bradshaw. What role did he play? We don't know yet. Leota Bradshaw is said to be the mastermind behind all this, allegedly. What role did she play? Just planning it? So who did the killing? What I see happen here is this, right? Everybody is getting off for the actual killing. Y'all ain't paying attention? Everybody is getting off for the actual killing. Everyone is able to tell a story of how they participated without involving themselves in the actual taking of the two lives. Everybody in a Jamaica get less time than Vibes Cartel. It's crazy. It's crazy. Thinking outside the box, I wonder if these men are Paulwell men. So he bargained to get them lesser sentence to protect his other secret works. I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. Highly. But something stinks to high heaven about this case. I can't put my finger on it. I'm going on and on because I'm using it to show everybody, just like I've shown everybody in all the other cases. For instance, the missionaries, the Iowa missionaries that got killed in Jamaica, right? One of them got shot in his back. The other one got shot, but he didn't die from the gunshot. So the guy decided to say, I'm going to chop him up. And him chop the man in his head 7 times or 6 times with a machete. I don't know if you ever seen a machete chop in our head. I've seen it. It's friggin' gruesome. He had 6 of them. They ended up getting 28 years before parole. 28 before parole. Yeah. So I just keep bringing these cases to you and showing you the sentencing part and describing to you the gruesomeness of it. The Beachy Stout case. Yeah, and me, the boss, did say, but me couldn't do it. Yeah, because me did attach to her like this. And me watch him, me instruct him. 10 times, stab her up in her chest, cut her throat, all this. 19 years. 19 years. Only has to do 10 before he's eligible for parole. Crystal G says Leota they want. I don't think they want Leota because these guys haven't given them anything. None of these guys have given them anything. The guys have not said, we're going to turn state witness and testify against. And I told you all this before. I read up on the law, and what it said was, under the Plea Agreement Act, they can plead guilty to their share without the law saying to them, okay, listen, in order to get this deal, you're going to have to tell me everything. And I need you to tell me the specific role that Leota plays. See, a law enforcement officer cannot say to you, I need you to tell me that SouFlo is guilty. That's wrong. He can't say that. Because that person can easily say, why you want me to lie? He didn't say, you're coercing me. He didn't do anything wrong. You understand? So I went and read it. It said they are able to take that deal without giving anything to the law. So that's a gateway for them to go through. Yo, listen, plead guilty quick, because them catch we already. Them have everything, them show what them have already. We're on tape, we're here, we're there. Plead guilty quick. When you plead guilty, minimize your role. Me never do nothing, you know. I was there when they was planning it. Me give them a ride. Everybody driving at the car, me drop them off up there. So unfortunately, that's where y'all found them. Okay, I'll take my 7.5 years. Peace. Done. Next person. Same thing. 30, but 20 is how much you have to do before you're out. Something very, very off about this case. I don't know what it is that's off about it. And I don't care because people were saying yesterday under the other video I did that today is sentencing day. Come on, SouFlo. I know you know better than that. They pled guilty. That's the reason why they got that time. And that's the reason why, well, they didn't do time yet because we didn't discuss time in the other video. Come on, SouFlo. I know you know better than that. They pled guilty. That's the reason why the case went to court that quick and they got sentenced that quick. I know many cases where the perpetrator or the suspected person pled guilty and they're still sitting there waiting for their day in court to be sentenced. So, no, not necessarily. That's why the case done fast. It's the fastest I ever see. And a case like this, it's a complicated case. It involves many heads, many different people to try to figure out who did what went where, who played what intricate part, who must get the brunt of the law versus who gets slap on the wrist. I don't even think they took time to figure all that out. It's just 2 months say, all right, and catch me, we're going to plead guilty. This is what we did. Minimize our role, get me out the way, go and go deal with them. Strange. Exactly, Yvonne. Many cases are still waiting with guilty plea to be sentenced. Many. But you see how them fast track this? Missy Bram Bram says, wait until next week when Leo the plea. Now here one now. I said already. I'll say it again. Every person who gets found guilty or who pleads guilty, every person who has a murder case in Jamaica or a serious offense case will get way less time than cartel. I'm concerned about that for some reason. Because I see it as if them can do that to him, them can definitely do it to the rest of us. Those of us who are a part of public anything or entertainment anything or anything, it's just one big setup and then them dash away for 35 years, 38 years, almost 40 years before parole. And you don't have the money to fight for the next 10, 11, 12 years, you get what the duck get. Yeah? All it's gonna be is your damn people running around calling bloggers and vloggers. Please do that story here. Please try help get my brother out. Please try him not do nothing, you know. This is wrong. Wrong on every friggin' level wrong. I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. Everybody that was involved in this case, the only reason or the only way I would actually extend a plea deal to any of them is if me get what me want, which means you would have to give me the trigger man. And then you would have to give me the trigger man. Who pulled the trigger? Who pulled the trigger? Who shoot the little baby? Who shoot the mother? Who did that part? Who instructed them to do that part? If Leota is the mastermind, then obviously she's the one that instructed them to do that part, right? We're not idiot. I saw it go. Right. Let's see what her sentence is going to be. Let's see how she's going to get bailed out of this and get little and no time. She got 2 attorneys. Or is this going to turn into like a beachy stout case? Yeah, me tell them, say, if we kidnap her, cause we did just me did want fight her person to person. That's actually what I really wanted to do. I was angry. And then the boy just take it upon himself and just shot her in the head. And I said, damn. I never instructed him to shoot her. He just went off on his own. He went rogue. And then everybody went in a panic. And then the next one just killed the baby and said, frig it, because we can't leave the baby without the mother. Might as well do everything. She could go to court and say anything right now. Anything. And I guarantee you she ain't getting no whole heap of time either. Keep watching. You'll see. She not getting no whole heap of time neither. Wayne Court says, yes, boss, different laws for the rich versus the poor and the ghetto youths. Philip Paulwell is a prominent politician in Jamaica. He's not just no regular round the way guy who hold down one corner down here so down in a buck fuck or whatever. He's a prominent politician in Jamaica. For a piece of Jamaica he governs that is a big piece, well-known piece, town versus country, that is town kind of thing. even out of respect for him, say justice should be served. Somebody said maybe he's working behind the scenes and he's begging. Maybe it's his guys. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Me still want to know who killed the baby, who pulled the trigger. That part is what I want to know. And then they could show me how much that person got. But as far as I see right, I'm bringing this to light to you people. Come and want you to see. I want you to see that everybody in this is able to minimize their role, get a lesser sentence than deserved, and walk away from this, and they still won't have the trigger man, the exact person who did the killing. Because anybody who did that should not be among regular people. I don't think Philip would risk his position. I don't think he would risk his life. I don't think he would risk his prominence. I don't think he would risk all he has worked for all these years. Remember, you know, the man is not just somebody who became a politician. The man also got law school. It's years and years it take of study for become an attorney. And then when you're done, you have to go pass bar. I don't think he would throw away all that, the journey he has had to try to get to where he is today. I don't think he would throw all that away just for that. I don't believe so. That's why I don't think he's in it. Do I think he found out about it before we did? Yeah, he did. And that's common sense. He said it that he was working closely with the law enforcement officials that were overseeing and investigating this thing. And him and them had been sharing information right throughout. So obviously, when they came up with the first piece of evidence, they're gonna say, "Yo, Mr. Paulwell, so we get one video, and the video footage shows that the vehicle matches your black vehicle there. Yeah. And then we see it driving from the direction of up so go down. So and then it was sitting at the gate for 15 minutes and she went into that vehicle. So your vehicle involved. Hello, Mr. Paulwell. We get our next piece of evidence. You know what say? This is how he found out. This is my whole thought that this is exactly how he found out. He found out at a moment when he had to start going like, oh shit. Oh shit. Like that. It wasn't, I'm a part of this. I'm gonna try to minimize. That's too risky. That's too risky. And trust me, ain't too many people willing to dash away everything just for you. I give a damn how high your ranking is. Ain't too many people willing to dash away everything just for you. You see, one time the police them hold you and then put you in that little room there, and you're chained up to that desk, and your foot them shackle up. Everybody turn teller. I've seen it all the time. Toughest of guys. Yeah, I'm holding it down, son. I'm 10 toes deep in these streets and we don't snitch. We kill snitches. Then be the first one in that room. What you just said? 45 years? Officer, I'm only 30. And the officer said, yeah, and you going to rub them 45 years by yourself unless you got something to tell us. We know you didn't do this by yourself. Come on, guy. Give us something. Or you want to do this all by yourself. 45? I mean, we could see what we could do. I can't promise you anything, but I guarantee you, it could at least go down to half of what. I mean, you are gonna do some time. You understand that, right? Let me start telling everybody. It's a rule of thumb in any crime where two or more persons are involved. One person always break down. Always. No group does a crime and the whole group held steady. Very rarely does this ever happen. Not even to the mafia, the mob. And I'm talking about the Italian mafia mob. Not even them. Somebody I tell. So I don't think Philip Powell would risk all that for that. All I'm saying though is the sentences in this friggin' case so far does not fit the crime at all. It's a miscarriage of justice. It's wicked. Then hear the boy now, no. One of the foot soldiers, shout out to the Gleaner, one of the foot soldiers in the shocking murder of politician Philip Paulwell's infant daughter and her mother is hoping that Jamaicans will find it in their hearts to forgive him. Tashina Patterson, 27 years old, and damn, she was young too, man, 27. She just barely start. What do they say about the development of the frontal lobe that governs higher thinking and higher decision making skills and impulse control in the human? This is scientifically proven. It's not fully developed until you're at least the age of 25. Some people it's 26, 27, 28, but you have to be at least 25 before you hit that development. She just 27. Here, one of the man them know. Remember, I know they got shot, killed, bodies burnt. Richard Brown. Brown is the driver. He's the one who said he was involved in the planning before the murder. He was involved in the planning of the kidnapping. He facilitated by driving the killer. I him say it, the killer, the shooters, killers, however you put them, and the baby and the mother and some other people, and drop them off at the location where they were killed. Him. He's 32 years old. He said he drove the killers and the victims to the murder scene. He was yesterday sentenced to the 30 years, but of course he will have to do 20 before he's eligible for parole. That's it. He also was the person that collected the money, the payment. $500,000 was supposed to be paid for this to happen. 100,000 was paid up front, like 600 and something US dollars. That works out too. He collected that money. He admitted to that as well. Me I go collect. So who you collect the money and give it to, Brown? If you are the man in the middle, I don't think the DPP is even asking the right questions or digging for answers for the right questions. Like, if you're telling me that me transport the killers, okay, stop. You transport the who? The killers. Huh. Who are those? Because I'm sure they weren't masked up when you went to pick them up. I collected the money too. I was the conduit between Bradshaw, who gave the money, and the killers who should get the money. I mean, collect it. Oh, stop again. Who did you give the money to? Hear him now. He's begging for forgiveness. He hopes that Jamaica and Jamaica's people will forgive him. Let's take a phone call real quick. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. Well, go on, brother. Speak up for me now. Come now, run through this. We only have actually, we only have like 15, 20 minutes left.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, loud and clear. Well, go on.
No, so we don't make it thing look so the sentencing. Remember, so the government itself, so the president pack up, you see me? So we really and truly can't give them enough years.
No,
because if you give them enough years.
Don't do that.
No. I'm being sarcastic in the sense that this is Jamaica's judicial system. When have we ever seen someone who has been murdered so far, right? When have we ever seen the killers being sentenced to any term where we're satisfied? It's normally 27 years, 30 years, you know? And we talk about the Vibes Cartel case as a prime example where there was no substantial evidence. Also, there was evidence that was tampered with, and yet he got 35 years.
The most that anybody else ever got. Except for the guy from Cocoa Peace, Clarendon, that killed cousin and our 5 picnics. Yeah.
And how many years did he get? Like 60?
Something like that. I know he got more than Cartel, but he had to kill like 5-6 people to get more than Cartel.
Exactly, you know. Well, in America, you will kill one man in a SouFLo, and if the evidence is stacked against, one murder can land in jail for the rest of your life in terms of like
without parole.
America will say, you know what, 90 years. And then no, say not if I go only 30.
So somebody said to me the other day, right, which you are talking along the lines of that. And the person said, I know you know better than that because, first of all, Jamaica's prisons are grossly overpopulated. And I said, stop. Are you telling me that you're okay with using that as an excuse This guy murdered a 10-month-old child and the child's mother, and they must get a little bit of time because prisons are overcrowded and we don't have space to put them. Is that, or do you think that that's a justifiable answer for why they're getting such little time and the punishment does not fit the crime? And he says yes. So
Mm.
yeah. So listen, I don't buy it. I don't buy
Yeah,
it. Pack them up
I
in
don't
there
buy it
like
either, you know,
sardine. And that me say.
because there has to be a deterrent. If it's the case, we have to build a new prison so far, then they use taxpayers' money and build a new prison because they have to create a society that is safe for people to live in. There has to be a deterrent for criminals. When I go send a man to prison for 7 years and that's so flow, and he knows him can come out within 3 years, then
Seven
it doesn't make
years.
sense. It
Seven.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You get me answer? Because when 3 years come, they're gonna say, well, we're overpopulated and we need to send our next man to prison or something like that. Those are the lines that the government and the judicial system, that's the lines that they're thinking in. You get me? I say, them not say, I'm going to send away for the rest of their life so we can make an example out of it. So the next John Doe can know, say, yo, don't ramp with it. Think twice before you commit a crime. You get me? I say,
There's no deterrent, my friend.
criminals in Jamaica are not thinking twice so flow. Because first of all, we know that Leona Bradshaw wasn't living in Jamaica, right? And she lives in America so far, and she thinks that she could have come to Jamaica and murdered a 10-month-old child and the mother and board up in whenever and feel like she could have get with so flow.
But get this, she's Jamaican, my friend, so she knows
No,
the
me no, but man
runnings.
said, yeah, that's what I said.
She know the
It's not like
runnings.
she was a criminal before, like a gunman. You know them way they were living at the island and she know the ins and outs. You see me I say? I mean, she live overseas, you know, and she plans that she could have do it. Company Island now, oversee the operation now so far
And
and
get away.
still live. And if she did ever make it Africa so far, she would have still I want the street, I think say, oh yes, we get away with it. That's how she would be thinking. So they imagine a criminal in Jamaica so far.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so far, bless up.
Manners and respect here. All right. Yeah. But that at the end of the day, criminals don't think. A lot of them don't think. You know, I've actually watched enough and seen enough to know that prison is filled with a lot of stupid people. And I hate to say it. So if you're in prison and you're watching this, I'm not saying everybody in prison is stupid, but prison is filled with a lot of stupid people. Like when you look at their crimes and what landed them there, the first thing you have to say to yourself is, how come no part of your brain never tell you said this not gonna work? Because I could see this from a mile away that it wasn't gonna work. What made you think this could have worked? And they'll look at you and tell you like, yo, I had this well planned, you know what I'm saying? And I got away with it before and I thought it was gonna work. And anybody with sense could have said that wasn't gonna work, bro. That's why you in there. Back to him though. Here's his words. I just want to do the right thing. I want my lawyer to tell the family of the baby and the mother and the Jamaican public that I am very sorry for the role I played in the loss of their lives. I hope and pray everyone will one day forgive me for my involvement. This is what Brown said in a very brief note in which he also asked his mentor for pardon. I bet you never said nothing. I'm gonna put it just like that. Solution to the problem, pack them up in there like sardine. And for him, I bet you never say nothing in there. I bet you should have just never said nothing. I don't know if Jamaican prison is like the US prison, but you see in a US prison, you see if you're a baby killer, pick the raper, them kind of something there. You in for a hell of a time, you know. You might not make it out. You're in for a hell of a time. And if you escape and them lock you up in a solitary confinement, you might lose your sanity in there. But this is the US, them have medication and they will medicate you to make you do that time. So them no business if them have to throw your pills and throw your pills every day and you just zoned and zonked and zombied out for the entire time you're doing your time. You could be that for years. They don't care. And there are prisoners in there who are doing their time like that. Zoned, zonked, and zombied out. Literally walk around like zombies because they can't handle being in there, but nobody not letting you out. So we'll give you some medication to handle the anxieties, calm you down and all that, but you stay in your ass in here. And if you can't stay in general population because of what your crime is and they're gonna murder you out there because they tried already. That's why your head bust up, so that's why your body bust up, so that's why you look the way you look. We'll put you over here. 23 hours lockdown, and when everybody else goes in, you'll get 1 hour out by yourself in a secluded area that's guarded. Jamaica need to get up to the time. And as for him, keep your apology, my friend, because I could speak on behalf of the family. I'm pretty sure I could. Ain't nothing in that to forgive you about. You're a grown ass man. You're 32 years old. You're not 13. You're 32. A grown ass man, and you kill a 10-month-old, or you facilitated the killing of a 10-month-old and the child's mother, and you want people to forgive you. You did a number on Jamaica's psyche, for sure. People take this one harder than everything else, because the baby was involved. If it was a woman alone, man alone, we would have said, boy, I saw Jamaica go, people dead all the time, and just another case. But the way y'all did that baby for nothing, the poor baby never did nobody nothing but born. Forgiveness. See, this is where I have a problem with people and their religion and their religious beliefs too, right? Because certain religion have people out there thinking that them can do any and all manner of evil, and the only thing they have to do after they're done is pray and be genuine in their prayer and ask for forgiveness. And God will forgive and you will be wiped clean. Brother, I need some big chop. Yeah. And I find that those people tend to be some of the wickedest people. You know why? Because in the back of their mind, them say, when me done do the wickedness, yeah, me reach a place where me start pray for forgiveness. And yeah, they be genuine in their prayer because they're done with that life now. Whether because they had to run away from that life, they are because it get too hectic for them, or because them get catch, or whatever the case may be. But them have the religion thing that feel lean upon. You know what I'm saying? And that religion always allows them to do the dirtiest dirt and then come back, come pretend to be the most holy and sanctified. Cause them pray for forgiveness and they're forgiven. I don't even care if the victim, I've heard people say that. I don't even care if the victim them forgive me. All I know is God forgave me. That's the thing though, Darty T. Everybody claim them know how it work. you know? Everybody claims they know how it works. Let's move right along because we don't have much time and I really want to squeeze off just 1 hour and leave it short this morning, right? Run through this one quickly because I have a message. So a senior cop says he's sick and tired of seeing Jamaican people. It's becoming like a cultural thing for us to disrespect police officers while we support the gunmen. Head of Police Area 5 Headquarters Assistant Commissioner of Police ACP Gary Griffiths, he has lambasted Jamaican citizens for not showing enough respect and support to law enforcement in the country. Griffiths lamented that too many police officers are disrespected by many citizens who in turn lend their support to criminals who end up turning their weapons on these law enforcement officials. We're sick and we're tired of burying our policemen and policewomen whose only fault or only wrong they have done is serving the people of Jamaica. Griffith was speaking on Friday's funeral service of 32-year-old Constable Justin Martin, who was gunned down by armed men at a bar in Clarendon. The murder happened August 5th. Martin was assigned to the St. Catherine Enhancement Security Measures, or ESM, and he was described as a valuable member of the force. He will be missed greatly. According to Griffiths, the Jamaica Constabulary Force had buried a host of officers within the last 2 years from the St. Catherine Division alone. Listen, I don't have the numbers with me right now, and this article didn't bring the numbers, but when I was doing my research the other day, I was actually really, really genuinely shocked to see that how many police officers get killed per year in Jamaica. It's a dangerous Ross job, boy. I had no idea that so many of them were being killed. So apparently, when they're getting killed, a lot of the times it doesn't even make the news front page. So we can't say You know, like every day we wake up, somebody else dead, gunshot over here, so two-man shot, there's a one over there. So they don't really put the police, them, all of them, in the news, so we don't know. He went on to say, look, we lost 3 officers in one incident. One incident. 3 shot and killed. And we laugh. And we talk about, yeah, dirty police, boy. And that them forget. Because that's how we see things. He noted that he grew up at a time when the police in Jamaica were respected. However, he said that those days are gone, and some citizens they opt to be disrespectful to the police, referring to them as dirty police boy and police gal. And the gunmen, they are never styled as dirty gunman boy and gunman gal. And if people were of the view that they won't get support when they kill the police, then it wouldn't happen, is what he said. In other words, if the society turned its back on these people completely, then killing of the police officers wouldn't happen, or it would happen way less. But we hide the gunman them, and we cover up for them, and we help them to disrespect the police. In an emotionally charged tone, the senior lawman said that many police officers are academically qualified and they don't have to remain with the JCF, but they still wish to serve. That's why they're there. This, despite all the disrespect they face from some of our citizens. Amid all of it, though, Griffith called on citizens to be more respectful to our police officers locally. I'm not going to stay long on that one. I'm just going to finish that one by saying this. And I hope they listen. And I know they do. You know why I know they do? Because when I'm in Jamaica, I run into a lot of them and them talk to me and I talk back to them. That's why I'm telling you that I run into them all the time and I've never had a problem with them. So I can't come on my platform and lie and talk about, boy, them always a search me up and them always this and them always disrespectful and them talk to me any kind of way. I've never had a bad interaction with any of them. My experience, though, is not another person's experience. So I can't not validate somebody else's experience, or I can't devalue someone else's experience because it wasn't mine. I could only speak from mine. I never had no bad run-ins with them. Then again, I carry myself certain way, right? I don't communicate in a certain manner and I don't carry myself in a certain way. Now, yes, Yvonne, decent police officers feel the brunt. This is why you always hear me say, big up to the good squaddy them. Because you see the dirty one them. Don't you hear me always say that? You see the dirty one them? Yeah, because I'm aware. But here's what I want this top cop to understand. This is Assistant Commissioner of Police, ACP Gary Griffiths. I want you to understand this, sir. The people aren't slow. We know what's going on. It's hard for you to address the disrespect without you addressing the erosion among the ranks. You see, one time gone, Jamaica police did carry themselves different. One time gone. More of them carried themselves differently, as in respect was given because of who they were and how they operated. With nowadays, everybody eye open, social media about, every camera, every phone have a camera, all these things. We're living in a completely different time. We see the in return disrespect. We see the handling of citizens like they are nobodies. We see the quick temper. I don't know if some of the officers are burnt out because you guys are severely understaffed and there's so much work to be done. And then them I get whole heap of work and a little bit of pay and the frustration. And then yes, some of the people are extremely disrespectful. I've seen it. I see a police I tried to do an arrest. And the brother that they're trying to arrest is fighting back. And in my ask, come on for me, let go of me. Why you arrest me for after me not do you nothing, me not do you nothing. A citizen shouldn't have to ask you, why am I being arrested? You're supposed to tell me why you are arresting me. I have a right to know why I'm being arrested. You can't just come collar me up and put me in a handcuff. And me I tell you, say, tell me what me do, why you are arrest me for. And you just tell me about stop resist, don't resist. Yo, hey boy, stop resist. Hey, and ring me up. I want to know what did I do? I think we owe the right to the citizens. And you see, from you say what it is he did, then we're not holding no court side, no street side interrogation, law, court, nothing. The officer tells you what it is you're getting arrested for. You now know what it is you're getting arrested for. Comply, take your arrest, and fight that another way. Go call an attorney, call your family members, gather up your dollars and cents, get an attorney, fight your case, right? But in the process of this police officer arresting this guy, two other police officers came to help him because the guy did a manhandle the police. Me hear a brother in the background like that was filming it. And he must say, fight them, yes, fight them, blood clot. Yo, you see it for me? You see all your dirty police, boy? Hey, me have a knife from me, tab out your next side, you know, boy. And they're fighting, they're rumbling, the crowd this close on them. I'm like, this is such a dangerous situation. Because while I'm fight and rumble with the man for get him in a handcuff, your gun is hanging out the side of your holster. One of them people here we are talking about, fight them, yes, fight them, blood clot. Yo, if I me, I'm a knife, I'm a stab out a police boy, I'm stab out your blood clot next side. One of them people that will pull out your gun and shoot you in your head with it. I understand the frustration that the police them go through, but the disrespect comes from the thing go both ways. So I want Commissioner of Police ACP Gary Griffiths to understand that there's an erosion within the ranks that the people recognize. Not to mention, every time when you catch them involved in drugs, being gang members while in uniform, all kind of something, the people them see it. The people them see it. And they're scared. The people them afraid because when crime are gone, you're who we're supposed to run to. And say, boy, I want my picnic them grow up safe. I don't want around here so turning on no shootout haven, no gunman haven. So me I tell police what going around here. Guess what? They can't even come tell you because they don't know if you or one of you are a part of who they're telling on. And we've seen this happen before, right? So the people are afraid of you. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. Good morning. All right, somebody catch cold feet. Me not take no more calls for the morning. I'm running through this. So I said what I had to say. Commissioner of Police, ACP, Assistant Commissioner of Police, ACP, Gary Griffiths. I understand what you're saying, but fix up the ranks as well. I don't know if JCF have to do a better vetting process as to who is in it. I mean, know when I go to Jamaica, the dirty police, them we are dirty police, when them see me, them are going to see me and bring up them face and don't like me and all that. Because I call you dirty police and you know say you're dirty police. Like Bob Marley say, you know, you're not throw your car, you throw your car and you never call no foul. But is the one or you fling the rocks in the pig pen and is the hog will get licked, squeal out? Yeah. So I already know that. But I also know that the good ones hear me speak up on their behalf. And because the bad one them make the good one them have to suffer. So they all get the same treatment because we, the citizens, don't know who is who. Right now, if something happened, I'm supposed to run go tell one of the police officer them in a Jamaica me would have stuck. Because I don't know who's who. I don't know if me I tell a gunman in a police uniform and him gonna go back and tell who me I come tell say I do something and next thing them kill me before me even leave the island. So we're locked in a place where mind your business is a thing. Me never see nothing. I mean I have nothing to say is a thing. And when you hear them saying dirty police boy and all that is because we've seen the dirty behavior from a lot of them. So we said dirty police boy. Right? Right. But let me close that part off by saying this. Not me. Not me. Because I've said this before, I'll say it again. I've applied it to the Prime Minister, I'll apply it to the police as well, soldiers as well. Serving in the military taught me this. You respect the rank. You respect the uniform, the position, the organization. You don't have to respect the individual, but you will respect the rank, the uniform, the position, and the organization. So I applied that too to when speaking about or to you guys, right? With that said, moving right along, our last topic for the morning. Somebody asked me yesterday, so SouFLo, what happened to Donnelly Donaldson situation, Noel Maitland? I told them yesterday that the last time I checked, it's under the comment section. Me type it out for them. Obviously, they missed the last time I covered it. Noel came to court. Noel was improperly dressed. He showed up to court in shorts and a sleeveless shirt, I think, showing his whole body. So the judge says, "Why are you dressed like that? Improperly dressed for court?" And he said, "Because he never have clothes." The judge says, "Nah, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's because you wanted the court to see your body, to see what's going on with your complaint." Because he made a complaint that his skin broke out in hives and blotches, and he might have some kind of skin condition going on from being housed in lockup in under less than sanitary conditions. So that last time he went to court, actually his attorneys were supposed to put in a bail request and they did not. The judge said, "Here's what's going to happen. He's going to get some medical attention for his skin condition. I can clearly see it's out of control. The next time you guys come back here, you will come back here with proof that he was seen by a specialist for the newly developed skin condition." And I said, "Wow, your skin break out in prison, you get to see a specialist. That's nice, you know. But it's guilty till it's innocent till proven guilty, right?" Okay. Today, Noel Maitland, the policeman accused of killing his girlfriend Donnelly Donaldson. This is the update. July 22nd. He will be spending this Christmas in jail. Maitland, who was arrested on July 27th of 2022, meaning he spent 2022 Christmas in jail, he will also be spending 2023 Christmas in jail. He was again remanded into custody when he appeared in the Supreme Court Wednesday, and his next court date is scheduled for January 17th of 2024. Don't forget about Donnelly. His attorney, something is developing. Watch this. His attorney, Christopher Townsend, was scheduled to enter a renewed bail application. However, prosecutors said that the plan to apply for bail again was abandoned. Maitland was denied bail in October last year, at which time witness interference was cited as one of the factors in that decision. Judge Vinette Graham Allen said at the time that the court was satisfied that there were substantial grounds to believe that if you, Mr. Maitland, was released on bail, that you would fail to surrender to custody, that you would commit other offenses while out on bail, like interfering with witnesses, otherwise obstructing the course of justice, etc. So Graham Allen said that there were no conditions that could adequately manage that risk. Therefore, you must stay in custody. Maitland's legal team had later indicated that they would be renewing the bail application on the grounds that their client's health was deteriorating, but declined to go any further with it on Wednesday. During his appearance in court on Wednesday, today is Friday, he went to court Wednesday. During his appearance in court on Wednesday, today is a Friday today a Thursday, sorry, not Friday. Thursday. Today's Thursday, November 16th, SouFLo, not Friday. So he went to court yesterday. During his appearance in court on Wednesday, Maitland was dressed in a business suit, not a shirt and shorts like he did the last time. He was dressed in a business suit this time, but he had a worried look on his face inside the courtroom, especially at the point when the police officers were putting handcuffs on him in order to lead him back to the jail. Sophia, anxiety, Sophia Lugg, Donnelly Donaldson's mother, she was present. The woman, the strong boy, she's there all the time. She just wants justice for her daughter, and I know she's hoping to God that this man just have a heart and just say, "She down at the river. Me did bury her over here, so say something." So Donnelly Donaldson's mother was there, Sophia Lugg. She was present at the Supreme Court on Wednesday, but she was not allowed inside the courtroom for the hearing. Justice Graham Allen said that she hadn't allowed Maitland's father inside the court, so it was only fair to do the same for Lug. The judge refused to allow Noel Maitland's dad to come into the court. So she feels like to keep the scales balanced, she should keep Donnelly's mom out as well. Um, don't make no sense to me, but whatever. Again, it's innocent till proven guilty, even when they have a stacked pile of evidence which gives them enough to say we can certainly go ahead with a criminal case. They'll still say innocent till proven guilty. Now, prosecutors in the matter told Judge Graham Allen on Wednesday that the case file is ready to proceed to trial. But before a trial date can be set, prosecutors said that they will need more time to prepare the list of witnesses in the case and serve it to the defense team. Judge Graham Allen was told that the prosecutors will need at least 2 weeks to hand over the list. So they're going to go gather up the witnesses. One of them for sure will be Noel Maitland's neighbor, the one with the cameras, who he tried to get to destroy camera footage evidence, right? Allegedly. And the man said no. And he said, I found it quite suspicious. He said, you know, coming up on the video, I smoke a little spliff and thing, and through me a police, you know, me no want my superiors them see that, because that could mean bad for me on the force. The man said, I know that. And then by later on that same day, he heard the rest of the story, and he was like, oh, so I'm calling the police. I'm sure he's going to be one of the witnesses. I don't know who else they're going to be calling. They're probably looking for the person who was at the car wash, who saw all the blood came out the couch, who gave the interview and said, why the whole heap of blood come out of the couch? It looked like somebody get killed. Yes, sir. And he said something about his cousin was doing some work and cut his hand. And the person said, well, the cousin that must be dead. Cause whole heap of blood this. And he described the smell of the blood coming out the couch, how raw it was. I've never heard of anybody bringing a couch to a car wash to be cleaned, but okay. And then dumping it after it was cleaned at the car wash. Okay. Anyhow, the prosecutor said that they were awaiting 3 statements in the matter, but based on how things are going, they are ready to proceed without those. Townsend, in the meanwhile, complained that his client was being targeted and that he was being sabotaged by a policeman whom he said was present in the courtroom on Wednesday. You don't say. So Townsend is saying that Noel Maitland, who is a police, is being targeted and sabotaged by another police who was in the courtroom on Wednesday. He said, my client asked me to inform the court that he's been affected significantly by the actions of one particular sergeant in court who is actually trampling on his rights, Your Honor. He is being victimized in custody by this sergeant. See, now you see the worried look on him face, because probably not all the police officer them back there is actually treating him friendly anymore. Before, the report was how he walks with him chest out and shoulders square and his head up like him proud. And him, yo, squad walk, and I greet them like he's some celebrity coming through. That apparently has changed. Yeah. Now you know how Jamaica stay already. And you know how the force stay already. People get rotated, moved out, sent to different places, so on and so forth. New people come in. New people come in when I know you. They must all treat you like a criminal, right? Now, he said, my client has asked me to inform the court that he's being affected significantly by the actions of this particular sergeant who is in court, who is actually trampling on his rights. He is being victimized in custody by this sergeant, Your Honor. This is what his attorney said. He's being victimized in custody. Karma. Graham Allen, the judge, responded and said, I am not in charge of the sergeant. That information can be put in writing to the persons in charge of the sergeant, which is right, his superiors, right? The commissioner of police and the deputy commissioner of police, those are his chain of command. You complain to them about that. You cannot to me. I'm a judge. I'm here for this criminal case. I don't run police. He's a police officer. He should know who that should be addressed to. Certainly not in this court. You can put his concerns in writing, sir, to the appropriate persons. Constable Maitland is accused of murdering and unlawfully disposing of the corpse of his social media personality girlfriend, Donnelly Donaldson, in July of 2022. Donaldson was last seen at Noel Maitland's place in his company on July 11th of 2022 at his Chelsea Manor apartments in New Kingston, and she was reported missing on July 13th. She left with him on the 11th. She was reported missing on the 13th. According to the police, they found a wealth of circumstantial evidence to convince them that Donnelly Donaldson is dead, and they needed to bring forth a case of murder. And they theorized it that she was killed on the 12th, missing on the 11th, last seen on the 11th by her mom. Mommy, me soon come back, feed the dog for me. When me come back, me walk him. Remember that? Okay. 11th. By the 12th, her mom is asking, where's my daughter, Noel? Reported her missing. The police theorizes that on the 12th. And the police have good reason to theorize. Remember, they have evidence that we're still waiting to hear, but they can't give it to us now, of course. This case is not being tried in the media. This case is being tried in a court of law. So when that comes, that time comes, is when we will hear what exactly is on the video, what exactly the video footage says, what exactly about the couch and all these other things, right? And then we'll take it from there. So that's the complete update on Donnelly Donaldson, Noel Maitland case, and everything else. We're going to cut it right here this morning. Keep it short. Manners and respect to each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in. Go check out the other video I put up this morning. I said something in the beginning of that video, but I had to cut it out. Let me tell you honestly. When I start the video, you see, the first thing I said in the video, I said, I don't know why people keep playing with these West Indian people, because them people, their blood different. Their headspace is different. It's a cultural thing. The most nicest, calmest, sweetest West Indian person don't really take ish from people. Like, you will poke that beer, but if the beer explode, people were dead. And then in editing, I cut it back off because I say I don't want anybody to think that I'm glorifying what dude did and what happened, right? I addressed it at the end, but I cut the real part off what I just said here from the beginning. However, I'm going to say this. Caribbean people, calm down. Calm down. I carry the same blood. I know how we do, but calm down. And when pressure lick you, find help, okay? Because you see what the end result could be. Don't make it go there. Your freedom is gone. Now you're locked up in there with a bag. Oh, no, I feel about that already. Me and a bag of man locked up in a what? For what? For the next how long? 3 murders, Him now come out. He might as well call himself Charlene now and get a wig and start going, because him not see road again. Ever. I bet you. Never again. This is not Jamaica. Anyway, y'all can go check that one out. I'm out of here. Have a wonderful day. Walk with God and be good. And remember, karma is real. All right? I'm out. Peace.